Stogie Fresh, and this is Christina Fontecchio of the Boss Cigars. What we'd like to talk to you about today is the differences between a premium handmade cigar and a flavored cigarette. See, back in 2008, Congress passed this Smoking Prevention and Tobacco Control Act, which had it as its purpose to prevent kids from smoking cigarettes, which we both agree on. We don't want to see kids smoking cigarettes. So legislation banned, among other things, flavored cigarettes, which the government believed led children down that slippery slope toward, smoking, because flavored cigarettes were, tastier and easier and more palatable and all that kind of stuff. So what happened was, though, that the Tobacco Control Act did not affect cigars, or what they call large cigars, because first of all, there wasn't any credible evidence that there was a public health problem with cigars, and there wasn't any evidence that kids were going out and spending $10 on a premium handmade cigar. So, as a result, what happened was, though, because they banned flavored cigarettes, a lot of the makers of those flavored cigarettes decided that they would make a flavored cigar. And so, from your point of view, what do you see as the difference between what do you see that they were trying to do?
Well, it looks like they were trying to masquerade what was their product was a basic cigarette, and what they were trying to do is make it a little bit larger, not much, and brown the paper, and all of a sudden now it's a small cigar. And so what that did is that kind of encroached on the premium cigars, and now we have a problem.
So, yeah, the problem is now that everybody wants to throw the baby out with the bathwater, because what they want now is for the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, to control all tobacco products. That includes cigarettes and smokeless tobacco. It includes big cigars, small cigars, flavored cigars, anything. They want to come under the jurisdiction. What that'll mean for a lot of consumers is that you won't be able to go into your tobacconist and walk into a humidor, because they'll have to be locked up behind the counter. People won't be able to give away cigars. So cigar events in which you could go and get free cigars to try out different brands, you won't be able to do that. Plus, we're going to get some really nasty looking warning labels on cigar packages and cigar boxes, like, hit brains cut open and all black and all that other stuff. So, so what we're going to do here today is we're going to show you the common sense difference between what a flavored cigarette or cigar is and a premium handmade cigar, so that you as a consumer can know the difference. Anytime.
Okay, we would like to demonstrate to you the physical differences between what they now call a small cigar and a premium handmade cigar. Okay, these are what used to be called cigarettes, and with some minor changes, they would like you to believe that they are the equivalent to a premium handmade cigar. But by our demonstration, I think you'll clearly see that those products are completely different. The major differences, as what you have in a small cigar, is you have a homogenized wrapper. It has what they call a cellulose acetate filter, and they also used reconstituted tobacco in the blends, where opposed to a premium handmade cigar, it's all natural tobacco, wrapper, binder, filler, has no filter, and has no added chemicals. So what we're going to do today in a side-by-side dissection, we're actually going to show you the difference between the two cigars. And I think what you'll see is that these can't be compared. They're two completely different products. But what we're going to do is we're going to dissect a real nice handmade premium cigar. With your handmade premium cigars, they're always made with 100% tobacco. I think you can see the veins on it. You can see this actually got a cap on it that's wrapped with a pigtail. And what we're going to do is just going to kind of cut through this wrapper, okay, just to kind of demonstrate. So actually, if I just peel this away, it almost comes off really nice. You've got your binder underneath. So there's your wrapper, okay, beautiful tobacco leaf, natural, okay. And then you've got your binder that's holding the rest of the cigar together with the natural tobacco inside. You can see that there's no filter on the top. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go a little further. We're going to cut through the binder. I hate to do this to this wonderful cigar, but for purposes of demonstration, so that you can all see, I don't know how many times people have actually cut open a cigar to see what's inside. But the basic thing is it's 100% natural tobacco. Okay, so inside your binder you've got long filler. Again, as we take this apart, you can see this is just tobacco rolled around itself. Okay, so now we're just going to move that to the side a little bit, and then we're going to dissect this, what's now called, these are now called small cigars. And we just want to kind of show you the differences. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut through the homogenized wrapper. And I think we'll stop right there before the filter and get this off so we can actually see it. And then what we have here is what they call reconstituted tobacco, which is, I guess, small pieces that they grind from leftover tobacco. So it's kind of interesting when you look at it. It's not the long filler that we're used to in a premium handmade cigar. And then what you have is you have the homogenized paper wrapper, which actually does feel like paper. It's kind of, you know, feels like a brown paper bag actually. And then what we have is we have the filter. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut into the filter. This is what they call a cellulose acetate filter. And what the filter does is the filter is supposed to, I guess, catch all the chemicals and anything that you're inhaling. You know, it's supposed to filter it so you can not inhale as much of the chemicals. So what you have here is you have a kind of the cellulose part, which is kind of a white foamy, kind of feels like a sponge. And so that's what we're here to show you. We want you to understand the difference. This is chemicals involved, this has got a filter involved, but basically this is all natural product. So that's where the difference is.
Well, Christina, that's a great demonstration. I tell you one thing, that little cigarette is, you know, it's maybe called a cigar, but you know what?
It's a cigarette.
It's a cigarette. That's what it is. And you know, it's that kind of thing that I think is going to end up hurting the premium handmade cigar industry, because what we try to promote, premium handmade cigar, they're a luxury product. They're meant for adults. They're meant to be smoked in moderation.
Right.
They're meant to really savor in a, you know, a fellowship of friends and family and such. So as a retailer, you know, what's your take on, you know, what could happen if we don't, you know, understand the differences between these kinds of products?
Well, it would be huge to our industry. It wouldn't be like we know it today. You wouldn't be able to walk into my humidor and pick a cigar. I'd have to like show you a book, and you'd have to be able to select something, and I'd have to go in and get it for you. You wouldn't be able to touch it. We wouldn't have any more cigar logoed product. That would go away. And one of the things I want to mention, Doc, that nobody's even looking at is, I don't know about you, but I don't smoke cigars every day. I'll smoke a cigar once in a while. I'll smoke one once every 2 weeks. Sometimes I'll smoke 6 in a week. It just, you know, and I'm not dying every day for my cigar. I'm not addicted to whatever's in it to make me every day have to run and go buy my cigar, which in the cigarette world, and this being a cigarette and being filtered, the reason that it's filtered, there's a huge reason it's filtered. Okay, so they're trying to make it less addictive. They're trying to make it less, you know, chemical that you're inhaling. And so the problem is cigarettes really are very addicting. And the problem is that people don't see that. You know, cigars you can have once in a while when you want. You don't have to wake up every morning and have your cigar. You don't have to eat every meal and have a cigar. So I think that's another big factor that nobody's looking at, but it's huge.
It's a common knowledge that most cigarette smokers tend to smoke more over time.
Oh, absolutely.
Cigar smokers are like you described. If you have more time, great. It's a weekend, you got more time, you smoke cigars, but you don't have to, and you certainly don't need to smoke greater quantities over time.
Absolutely.
So it's a big difference. I think that in itself shows you something about the difference between the addictive nature of those two products, but just the way they're smoked. When you inhale down into your lungs, gets into your bloodstream real quick and gives you a quick hit. You know, that's the type of a hit that is more prone towards addictive behavior overall, versus cigar, which you don't inhale, but eventually will make its way slowly through the mucous membranes of the mouth into the bloodstream, but it doesn't give you nearly the quickness and the hugeness of the hit as taking a puff of a cigarette.
This is very important that we separate these two products, and that's why we did the demonstration today, to try and show you a visual.
Indeed. vote no anytime you get a chance against the FDA controlling premium handmade cigars. Whatever shape or form it appears in terms of legislation, vote against it, and be sure to tell your congressmen, senators, any other legislators that you know that you don't want that.
Yeah. Thank you very much.